be going live with Dikshita here. Hi,
Hello.
Dikshita.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. You have a pretty nice backdrop going there
Yeah,
in the back, too.
I'm just at my farmhouse working out of here with my dogs.
Oh my God, that sounds blissful.
Yeah, I just walk around.
Great, great. Okay, so Dikshita, you are like our first surprise guest for today. We have two others in
Yay.
line.
Awesome.
And yeah, so basically, Dikshita, I just want you to introduce yourself to everyone who's watching this call now or later.
Uh-huh.
We'd love to know what you do. We'd love to know what your current role is, your company, what you love about work, and I think just touch a little bit on wellness, like, and
Sure.
I guess how you're finding it with work and everything that's going on right now.
All right. So I work with LBB. I handle the content and I specialize in lifestyle, sustainability, fashion, skincare. Apart from that, I also head the event section. So there's a lot going on there. And I absolutely love my job because of the nature of it, where I find different things, where I interact with people, even if it's not in person, be it, through phone or a video call, I still have that human touch, which is keeping me sane through this pandemic and working from home where you don't see a lot of people around you.
Right.
So, in terms of wellness and in terms of working, so I try to find to kind of strike a balance between taking breaks in between work. When it gets too overwhelming, just leave the laptop aside,
Yeah.
lay down or just lay back and breathe for some time. Center all your thoughts, forget about what is weighing you down, and then start working again. That is more productive than just going on working when you're already burned out.
Definitely. I think, pausing for those moments
Yeah,
instead of reacting your situations, actually responding. And I think you're able to be in that mindset to be able to
yeah.
respond to things better. So, yeah, I cannot agree more. And I think, you've been doing a great job with
Thank
carving out your
you.
time. Yeah, because I think that's such a common thing that we've been hearing through our journey, right? People are just like, well, I don't know how to carve out my boundaries with work
Yeah,
and my life anymore, because they're just going back and forth, gelling into each other, like home is work, work is home.
yeah,
But how do you do that? And I think, that's a problem, and we're all going through this journey and trying
mm,
to figure it out. So that's the good part of it.
yeah,
So, I would really like to know, Dikshita, in terms of, you know, with the current pandemic and the situation where we're kind of forced to work remotely, what is something that you still haven't found a solution to, like really irks you, and maybe you would love to like find, some sort of a way out of it?
it's the numerous Zoom calls or the Google Meet that you have. So that kind of like I'm not really a camera friendly or a screen friendly person,
Yeah.
and to
Yeah.
be like woke up like this is not again. Uh, is there a network issue? Huh. So again, the what irritates me the most is lost human touch or the ability to be able to bounce off ideas right there and get to it, get to doing whatever you're doing. So that is something that I would love to find a solution to.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing, I've heard people saying, "Oh, I really miss the coffee breaks at work.
Yeah,
Like, I really miss going out with my team, and like that
yeah,
gives me so much of energy and motivation." And I think as humans, we're supposed to be living in a community, and interaction is just part of our
absolutely.
DNA.
Yeah,
And but in a way, I think the pandemic has kind of put us in this isolation to rethink about, where is our energy going and how do
yeah,
we want to use it more intentionally. And that
correct.
means more, not just for your work, but your well-being, which is kind of very interrelated, right?
Yeah, agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
So, but a good thing that's happened is my entire schedule is changed. I've become more productive. I have like a bunch of things I do in the morning, wake up early, go to bed early. So that's a great shift that's happened during this pandemic, looking at the
Right.
brighter side.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. All right. So, Dikshita, I think like your network,
Yeah.
or I'm not sure if it's mine, is kind of cutting out. First of all, thank you so much. You'll
Uh-huh.
still be on the call, and I want you to see who else is on here as well.
I'm here.
So yeah,
Yes.
similar things. We'll we'll kind of go around the table and see what people think. But thank you so much for your thoughts and
Thank
carving out
you.
this time. And for everyone else who's really on this call or will be watching this later, you're here because of a reason. Like you came to this call or this meeting for whatever it might be. And I just want you to know, like, keep that close to your heart and let's figure this out together.
Thank you for having me. I mean, I love it, and I would love to see what others have to tell about the same. So, thank you so much for having me, Amulya.
For sure, Dikshita. It's great to have you.
Yeah. All right. I'm here
All right.
listening to other people. Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that was Dikshita, and I think she had some really good insight in terms of, work and how to kind of maintain balance and like carving out those important hours. And right now, I have my second guest with me, and she's Smitha. And I'm gonna leave the floor up to her. But yeah, so Smitha, I guess I just want to know, what are you currently doing? Kind of just introduce yourself, and in terms of well-being, just what's kind of worked for you, what's not worked for you, and what are some of the things that you really would like to find a solution to in terms of wellness.
Hey guys, I'm Smitha, and hi Dikshita. Hi. Um, so yeah, I'm a business program manager at an academy right now, and it's a very recent move here. It's been 2 months, and yeah, it's like I mean, during the pandemic, through the most time of the lockdown, I was in another job where it was, a very fast-paced environment, and it was really hard to like find, boundaries between work and life, your personal life. Um, at that point, I think what helped me was to really define your work hours and just make sure your team is aware of it, and everyone's in the same page as to like what how much time goes into work, and what are the really what are the peak hours in terms of efficiency for the team. So defining that really helped us, and yeah, I think
I
that's
think on a personal level too, Smita loves running. She's been doing a lot of running. If any of you don't know, you have to join Strava and follow some of her really awesome 5Ks and 10Ks. But I think in a lot of ways, it kind of calls on the more physical, like fitness side of things, but it does play into your mental well-being. And I'm sure Smita, like, and I'll let you explain this, but does that kind of affect you on a mental scale, like you running and like making that time and taking that time out regardless of how busy and fast paced your work is.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, definitely helps you get that balance in terms of your lifestyle, right? Like just your work-life balance, and making sure you invest time. Just make sure you invest time in the things that really matter to you, and that way you feel content and fulfilled at the end of the day. Just yeah, that really helps.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Smita, for
Amalya. Thanks, Chetan.
yeah, it's been really great to kind of listen to these inputs, and to a point that Smita brought up just now, and I was also discussing with this about this with her earlier. But there was this really nice article that I read on LinkedIn where this guy, he said he got this email from this lady, and at the bottom, like where the signature goes, she kind of put that message in to say, hey, if this email reaches you out of your work hours, it's okay. I'll just wait for you to respond to me. So it's kind of being aware that we are all kind of in this blurry situation, and actually putting those boundaries in place and helping the other person to also put those boundaries in place, I think, which is important. Yeah. So, all right. So then our next and final guest here is Prateek, and I'll let him introduce himself to us. Sure. And same questions, Prateek, and I'll give this over to him now.
Hi guys, my name is Prateek. I am an industrial engineer with Amazon. I just recently moved countries and I'm in between kind of locations, so it's obviously good to connect with work from home, which I've been hearing a lot about as well. So about me, wellness for me is promoting the sense of well-being. Right? It's a lot of you have brought up some pretty good points about defining boundaries for work and your personal life, but for me specifically in kind of the nature I'm in, the nature of the role I'm in, I can't really specify a start and end time for my work. So how do I find those pockets of time in my calendar to do what I want to do to promote my well-being, which might be in terms of yoga, it might be in terms of just taking a walk outside. So how do I do that? Or maybe it's even watching sports, right? Something that gets you going, that fulfills your kind of personal tasks for the day and kind of your personal goals. And how do you find that compartmentalization where you can find those spots in your calendar for the day where you can fully focus on work, enjoy that obviously, and also be able to switch off and say, hey, in this in the next 2 hours, I'm going to sit and probably even watch an entire sports game. So for me, wellness is that it's finding that, like you guys mentioned, the balance between work and personal life, but also being able to be dynamic enough to change your calendar, change your um, just your preferences too sometimes, and getting that wellness part of it mentally and physically into your calendar. Yeah. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Prateek. And I'm just going to turn this camera over so you kind of see. We're debating if we should take this call with a lot of food on our table, but it kind of all fits in. Yeah, guys. So I think, this is all that we wanted to do in this call, really, is to spark this conversation, right? I think just even sparking a conversation like this gives way of so much more solutions that we can find to our problems and make this more enjoyable for each one of us.